James Charles has had his fair share of some of the most outrageous controversies, but his most recent one will get you to scratch your head too. The infamous beauty influencer is now feuding with Starbucks because he's been raving about their pink drink for so long, and now that they've released its bottled version, James says it's time to pay up. He's pretty pissed that he's not getting any royalties for making the pink drink such a huge sensation, and this has reportedly started a beef between him and Starbucks. So, let's get into it in detail and find out what Starbucks thinks about James's remarks.
I start off my day every single morning with a venti Pinkity Drinkity with light ice and also a slice of pumpkin bread. I feel like for a very, very long time, people thought it was just like part of my brand to Snapchat it all the time, but no, literally every single day, I'm obsessed with it, I'm addicted.
The matter started back in 2016-17 when James Charles was basically the biggest beauty influencer in the world and had fans that followed him blindly. What happened is people started noticing that he drinks a pink drink in his TikToks and videos, and then James also started going on and on about how good the Pinkity Drinkity is. It started a huge wave of people rushing to Starbucks for a Pinkity Drinkity. It's not like James invented the drink or anything, but he did popularize it. Before James, the drink was only on the secret Starbucks menu, but so many people started ordering it that Starbucks had to make it a regular thing. And guess what? People didn't even know what this drink was actually named, and they just went up to the Starbucks baristas and asked for a Pinkity Drinkity. The hilarious responses from the baristas started trending on Twitter, and some of them were actually pissed that no one even bothered to learn the real name of the drink, while others found it amusing how an influencer could sell so many drinks with just a couple of posts about it. But the bottom line is, the pink drink was out there and suddenly everyone was talking about it. So you would think that James Charles was paid a lot of money for promoting the drink at such a huge level and getting business of millions of dollars to Starbucks. Well, that's not quite it. As it turns out, James didn't sign any brand deal with Starbucks, and he just randomly kept talking about the drink he loves. It suddenly blew up on the internet, and because he had no royalties in the drink, he wasn't even paid a cent. He even posted photos on his Instagram that actually looked sponsored, and he even tagged Starbucks in some of them, saying that by this point they should definitely sponsor him. But for some reason, Starbucks just wasn't paying attention to the kind of uproar James has created around their drink and why they were suddenly selling thousands of drinks from their secret menu. James Charles has recently revealed that after the Pinkity Drinkity blew up on the internet in 2018, Starbucks did reach out to him. They even thanked James for his consistent shoutouts and how he has popularized a previously hidden drink. So much so that they were even talking about a collaboration and a fully fledged campaign, and James was all up for it. However, Starbucks had some other ideas. It's actually hilarious that Starbucks left James Charles on read, the person who managed to get them so much business without even charging a single penny. But people are now saying that it was their loss because a brand campaign with James would have started a whole new era for Starbucks because he was the biggest creator at that time, and the campaign surely would have become a huge internet sensation. But this is all said and done, right? Then why is James Charles bringing it all up now? Well, he recently came across a TikTok in which a Starbucks barista said that they still sell at least 30 pink drinks in every shift, and it's crazy that James Charles basically invented the drink. James decided to react to the video, and it actually stirred a few pots. People started pointing out that the pink drink has been a part of the Starbucks menu since 2016, and it was way before James Charles even started talking about it. Although the drink was on the secret menu, it just means that James only promoted it and never really invented it. However, the influencer has raved about popularizing the drink so many times that people are actually over it now. Netizens are also pointing out that Starbucks never really asked him for any promotions or shoutouts. He was doing all this by himself, and that's why he shouldn't really be expecting Starbucks to pay him. And if this criticism wasn't enough, James Charles has recently found out that Starbucks is now selling the bottled version of the Pinkity Drinkity.
Found it! I finally found the Starbucks Pinkity Drinkity. Oh my god, I've been looking for this for literally months now at my grocery store, but it's been sold out every single time that I was there until this morning. I was walking down the aisle, this literally caught the corner of my eye, screaming, "Sister!" up at me from the shelf. Starbucks recently decided to bottle their Pinkity Drinkity and now sell it in grocery stores all across America. Where's my check? That's what I want to know. Where is my check? I want the royalties on this.
But James just added fuel to the fire when he got too carried away by saying that he basically invented the drink and he needs royalties for it.
A lot of you don't like me, and that's okay, but I know every single one of you in 2018 went to Starbucks and ordered a Pinkity Drinkity because of me. Because of me. This used to be on their secret menu, but when I started talking about this, they became so popular that they officially got added to the real Starbucks menu, and now it is still, to this day, one of the most popular drinks that they sell. And I get nothing! Literally nothing! Not a single cent!
People called him out immediately by saying that he never invented it as it was already on the secret menu. But guess what? James revealed that there never was a secret menu and that he customized his drink for the first time by having coconut milk in it and calling it a pink drink. That's how Pinkity Drinkity was actually born, or at least that's what James says happened. But Starbucks didn't like the fact that James suddenly started claiming that he was the one who customized the drink and it was later added to the menu. A Starbucks representative reportedly addressed the whole drama and said that it's absurd that James is hoarding all the credit for a drink that's clearly been around even before James started talking about it. Not just this, but it was also said that James shouldn't feel entitled to any compensation because he wasn't promised anything from the company. An employee of Starbucks actually exposed James Charles by talking about the pink drink and how it wasn't James's idea. And as it turns out, the pink drink actually was a part of the Lady Gaga collaboration, which also included 4 more drinks. This collaboration is called Cups of Kindness, so James surely wasn't the first person to order it.
I was working at Starbucks in 2016, 2017, when the pink drink was actually put on the menu, and it was put on the menu by Lady Gaga. So Lady Gaga and Starbucks came together and they decided that 10% of the proceeds sold by the pink drink and the violet drink would be given to the Born This Way Foundation.
People are pointing out that James Charles wants to get back to the spotlight, which is why he's making such outrageous claims after years. He thinks that he should be paid some royalties for the new bottled drink, but in reality, even the idea wasn't his. All he did was talk about something he liked on his channel. If Starbucks actually partnered with him, he would have made millions of dollars, and people think that there still could be a signature James Charles drink. But now that he has publicly trashed Starbucks, chances of that are slim to none. James reportedly thinks that Starbucks didn't take him seriously back then because he was an influencer and it was pandemic when the influencer industry saw a huge boom. But until then, James was sucked into so many controversies that he wasn't that big of an authority anymore. Besides, he was being called out for dating underage boys and practically grooming them, which was a really disgusting thing to do. So even if Starbucks was considering James for an ad campaign, they probably let it slide because of his controversial nature. Although any of these allegations haven't been proven, so many underage boys have talked about their experience with talking to James Charles that the influencer has become a very controversial figure. James Charles is obviously still bitter and probably holds a grudge that he wasn't offered anything in return for his proper marketing campaign for the Pinkity Drinkity. And when Starbucks finally contacted him, he probably would have thought that it was finally happening, but then unsending the first message surely was a low blow. An employee at Starbucks also clarified it by saying that Starbucks initially wanted to talk to James Charles about some sort of collaboration because they felt like he was the one behind the success of the drink. But then someone probably knocked some sense into them and they deleted their original text in which they're reportedly thanking James Charles for popularizing the drink. So it's pretty clear that despite James's multiple videos on Pinkity Drinkity's bottled version, he's not getting any royalties, and Starbucks is known to only partner with less problematic people. If they decide to get James Charles on board, they'll most probably be canceled by a lot of people and they really don't want it. That's the reason why Starbucks is still not acknowledging or partnering with James Charles for any of their new collections. Besides, they don't really owe him anything. It was his choice to promote their product. They never promised him anything, so he shouldn't expect anything either. Do you think James Charles will ever get to partner with Starbucks after this drama? Tell us in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to always stay on top of celebrity gossip. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, adios from our side.